Drawing Good.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control.
I remember doing the time war, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
It's just a jump to the left.
And then a step to the right.
With your hands on your hips.
You bring your knees in tight. There is the velvet crust. It really does you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
It's a dream.
This is In the Know for Friday, October 30, the 304th day of 2020. There are 62 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope. The hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll get you ready for Halloween tomorrow. Time change this weekend. Got UK football on the horizon as well. We'll also have the latest COVID-19 update for you. We'll have that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
A little bit silly. I feel a little bit silly this morning. I'm the only person that
You shouldn't feel silly. You're the only festive one, and you literally have flames coming out up from the side of your head, so as if your hair is on fire,
right?
As we say that it is every day. So I guess is it your Aerosmith hat that you have
that
there?
You bought me.
That by the way, that Aerosmith hat has served you well, but it came from the Rock and Roller Coaster at Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios. Yeah. And so normally the professor gets to wear it, but you get to wear it on Halloween, correct?
Yeah.
Would you like to see a spooky photo before we move on? Excuse me, a pooky photo, as Alea would say.
Yeah.
NASA has released an image showing a spooky Halloween sun. That's actually a photograph that NASA took of the sun, and it looks like a jack-o'-lantern if you pay close attention to it. Isn't it neat? Yeah, that's. I'm gonna get a tattoo of that. No, that's not true. It's not April Fool's. It's Halloween. Almost Halloween. It's Friday. Is it All Hallows Eve, I guess? She's the pride of Pumpkin Center. The heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the professional bargain hunter's woman of the year. She's Misty Embry Thomas.
Holy Ghost.
Hey.
Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. Pentecostal. Fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone. Mission Temple Fireworks Stand.
How's Misty?
I'm okay. I don't know why she feels silly. I'm obviously dressed as an extremely tired broke college girl who saw a snake this week on her desk, and his water heater broke, and she's had 2 cold baths now. Did you all not pick that up?
I thought you were just a Karen.
No, I'm not a Karen.
You're not?
You know what I wanted to be, and I couldn't pull it off last night because I couldn't find the sweater. I was going to dress as a murder hornet.
A sweater would do that?
Well, a black and yellow.
Oh,
like
okay.
T-shirt or sweater.
I got you.
Couldn't find it.
I know a lot of people are wondering, well, how did they do Halloween in 1918 during the Spanish flu? And so I called some of my friends.
Yeah, that lived then?
Yes, all my friends who were celebrating Halloween. And would you like to know how they celebrated during the flu pandemic of 1918?
I would, yes.
As during this current pandemic, the virus hit different states and cities at different times. So by Halloween, deaths in the East Coast cities were on the decline after a second wave that had been even deadlier and more contagious than the first. And then further west, though, at Halloween, the flu was still raging. And one thing that they make clear is that it's already hard enough to enforce safety protocols on a day like Halloween. You know, we've been participating in an event for years and years called Safe Spot, right? Emphasizing that there's a place you can go and be safe on Halloween. Well, not even that could be. Wouldn't even be safe doing that this year. And so challenges get even more intense during a pandemic. Now, clearly they used different words back then in olden times, because some cities urged residents to stay home. They banned Halloween parties and street jollifications.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
That was actual language from government saying no street jollifications. We should bring that word back.
I like it.
The Baltimore Health Commissioner banned frolics. See, I told you they use different words, such as street celebrations, arguing that while the epidemic sweep was becoming milder, it was still dangerous to permit large assemblies of persons. In Dallas, Texas, unusually rough and boisterous celebrations lasted long after midnight. In Birmingham, Alabama, cabin fever was blamed for the city's noisiest Halloween ever. And not sure what this did to the spread of the flu back then, but days later, people returned to the streets because it was election day, and then they returned not long after that to the streets because they were celebrating the end of World War I. So just as in 1918, we're having challenges keeping people away from one another.
So the new term for jollification is jush.
Jush?
So
Oh, I didn't
jush
know that.
is the positive thing in your day, the something that you look forward to. Gonna get my jush on. I'm gonna go do something fun.
Just learned glow up, and now I'm having to learn another word.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jushification. Where do our Halloween traditions come from? Halloween dates back 2,000 years.
I'm just gonna go back then.
There were costumes back then, but no trick-or-treating, candy, or pumpkins. We know that for centuries, Europeans carved vegetables like turnips or beets into lanterns for ways to ward off evil spirits. But when Halloween made its way from Europe to the United States in the 1800s, we substituted the pumpkins because we had much more gourds available. Early Halloween in the U.S. was lots of parties and parades, but in the early 1900s, the tricks were getting out of hand. And so the vandalism and the pranks, and they said, okay, we've got to give an alternative to Halloween to squish the pranks and the tricks. So trick-or-treating was born. And so by the 1950s, trick-or-treating was starting to get big. And in the 1950s, that's when they invented bite-sized candies. Fun size. Snack size. So that's kind of... And then you can follow a path to today. Well, not today.
Right.
This year is a little bit different. Yeah. It is going to be a dry and relatively mild Halloween after a cold start to the day tomorrow. We'll see dry, sunny weather returning. Clouds will decrease throughout the morning and see plenty of sunshine this afternoon. There is a frost advisory until 10 a.m. tomorrow for our region. Off to the north, if you're in southern Indiana, you may have a freeze warning overnight. We'll see a dry, cold front moving through on Sunday, which will help limit highs to the low to mid 50s, and then a possible freeze again Sunday night is possible, so just be aware of that. We'll see a high of 52 today, mostly clear, 36 tonight, and then 60 for the high tomorrow. No chance of rain. Mañana. The latest COVID-19 update numbers. Oh, wait, before we do that, the U.S. economy growing at a 33% rate in quarter three, but the recovery is still incomplete. That is the largest economic recovery in a quarter on record, and the recovery is not complete. So it shows you how far we fell in the second quarter, that we're able to get 33% growth in the third quarter, but we still have a ways to go before we get totally back. But I do think that it's an indication that things are moving. in the right direction. Your mileage may vary. You may be having a hard time, but on the whole, the economy is getting better, and eventually those ripples find their way out to other people, I think. Just may be hard to know what it looks like on the 90 and 180 day term. Governor Beshear, 1,821 new cases he reported yesterday in Kentucky, 103,305, 19 deaths. A positivity rate slightly down yesterday from Wednesday to 6.04%. And I think by maybe Monday, certainly Tuesday, we'll be able to roll over the 2 million tests performed mark. We're at 1.987 million tests performed. The governor also mentioned just begging with people, because now we have 68 counties that are in the red. More than half of Kentucky's 120 counties are in the red. He issued recommendations earlier in the week, Monday, that we've been talking about. But one additional thing that Chief Justice John Minton said yesterday, Kentucky Supreme Court Chief Justice John Minton issued guidance to the state court system in red zone counties that all court proceedings should be conducted remotely. Jury trials should be postponed until the county returns to the yellow zone. Circuit clerks should close their offices to in-person services. All filings should be mailed, e-filed, or conventionally filed using a drop box. So, for a long time, when our court system came to a stop, lots of business had to cease. I think we undervalue the amount of things that run through the courthouse or the court system, and when in-person stuff ceases, then it gets to be a challenge. And then especially in the county clerk's office, you've got Election Day coming up on Tuesday, and so here we go again with disruptions and maybe inconveniences and such. Grayson County has reported now, as of yesterday, 50 new cases of COVID-19 since Monday, brings us to 565. And so that number's troubling. 12 patients are currently hospitalized. Mm-hmm. Did you get updated information last hour, Misty, or anything to add to that?
The only thing that was added that was concerning for me is community educator Jenny Cummings called in. She's with the health department, and she said that Angie Hubry, their head nurse there at the health department, had received a call from a hospital southern of us that they had a hospital in Alabama reaching out to see if they could take their overflow. So the hospitals that's an indication that hospitals are starting to fill up, which was our biggest fear at the beginning, that we don't turn into Italy and not be able to serve the amount of people sick at the same time.
Yeah. That number, and the reason that I ask you specifically is that when you get into the 50s or when you get into a higher number of hospitalizations, that number can change by the hour. As more tests are, as they get more calls, they do more contact tracing, and so now literally the goalposts are constantly moving on where we are and what we're looking at. So, but it should be troubling. I know a lot of people have Halloween plans, but please just do the right thing. You are wagering your Thanksgiving right now. Mm-hmm. The way you behave this weekend, you are wagering your Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So
and so much more.
Yes, but from an intermediate standpoint, you can say that the decisions that people make this weekend will directly impact the Thanksgivings of a lot of people, because you have more family members perhaps that get sick. Just stay out of the haunted houses, stay off of the crowded vehicles. Just Sheriff Norman Chaffins has collared a felon wanted out of Edmonson County for trying to sell a stolen vehicle, with the arrest resulting in multiple felony drug and gun charges. Earlier this week, this person, a 26-year-old Keith Allen Lockhart of Mammoth Cave, came to Litchfield to a gas station parking lot where he was reportedly slated to meet someone to arrange to sell the person a GMC Sierra truck, which was stolen from Bowling Green a few weeks ago. So multiple law enforcement officers from multiple agencies got together. He was wanted out of Edmonson County, but then a search of the vehicle produced some contraband, and so he was arrested and lodged and Grayson County Detention Center, etc. So, Edco, keep your crooks at home.
Yeah.
Keep your ne'er-do-wells.
We're in a pandemic anyway. Keep them over there.
Edco, keep your people in Edco. And
Your bad ones.
build that wall. That's what we'll do. We'll build a wall and we'll make Brownsville pay for it. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to build the wall at the county line, though. Like northern Edmonson County is really southern Grayson County. Like Sunfish and Windyville and that area.
We'll keep
that's
them.
really southern Grayson County. The
Okay,
river
next
is
to
where
me.
you build the wall.
Yeah.
The river is more
so
likely
many
to build
things
the
that
wall.
I could say.
Yes, I know.
I'm just going to sit here.
But you're
and not.
hamstrung, so
yeah.
you're conflicted. So that's why I can
Well, I'm not conflicted.
build the wall.
I'm just.
Can we build a wall? I know what. I know what we
I
should
don't know
do.
how to build a wall.
Let's build a wall between Grayson County and Edmonson County, and make Hart County pay for it.
Okay. Why?
I don't know.
Right? Why?
We're sorry, Hart County.
I just thought it might be an easier sell.
Tennessee DC's paying for all of this.
Oh no, we need a wall between here and Hart County right now. You've seen their positivity
their
rate.
positivity rates.
So let's just make the wall run all the way.
Okay. Whatever you
Say,
like.
let's do it. A Canadian-owned steel processor plans to locate a tube manufacturing facility in Bowling Green, which is a $70 million investment that is expected to create 110 full-time jobs in the coming years. It's a Montreal-based Nova Steel USA Inc. bought a 108,000-square-foot building in the Kentucky Trans Park for the facility. The project includes purchase and installation of equipment for precision roll forming, laser cutting, tube bending, and fabrication, along with robotics and other technology.
Nice.
Are we just turning into the steel state? We had a steel plant announced in Meade County the other day, and now Bowling Green. It's that beautiful American steel.
This coal.
It's steel.
This coal's on its way out. Apparently,
it's steel,
Bring steel in.
steel unlike anybody has ever seen.
The beautiful steel, not the ugly
The
steel.
most beautiful steel. If you want to know the truth of it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I like that the president says. If you want to know the truth, no, I wanted to lie. That's what I wanted.
Lie makes
So
me
he
feel
doesn't
good.
make that mistake that a lot of people do. The to be honest with you, to be honest with you, which gets on my nerves. So he says, if you want to know the truth.
Does that get on your nerves?
Now that I've spotted that he does it, because that's his crutch,
right.
because he avoids that thing of to be honest with you. So he buttons everything up. He'll make a statement and says, if you want to know the truth, to which I say, no, I was sitting over here in the corner saying, I hope someone will tell me
for
the biggest
crap.
line ever known to man. And then he says, good, because that was a big story unlike anyone has ever heard.
No kafifi in this.
There's no, and that's no kafifi.
That's like a no kafifi.
I'm like, yeah, I think you're probably right. That's no
Kafifi free zone.
No, kafifi.
Kafifi free zone.
Joey Gatewood will get his first SEC start as a quarterback as Kentucky hosts the Georgia Bulldogs tomorrow. No small test. It will be a true baptism by fire as Gatewood plays in place of the injured Terry Wilson. And I guess a sad night at Grayson County High School last night as the Lady Cougars lost in straight sets to Davis County, but buttoned up a tremendous year, 21-3 on the season, 21-4 on the season, advancing to the regional final, the third region final, I guess for the first time in school history. And just ran into a very talented Davis County team. They had a lot of great talent, played very well. So Lady Cougar season comes to an end, but lots to be proud of as well. So there's your update. We've got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Someday soon I'll make you mine, and I'll have candy all the time. I want candy. I want candy.
Tomorrow, it's Cats and Dogs battling for SEC East supremacy.
Pressure. Goes down the seam and it's caught.
Georgia Bulldogs and your Kentucky Wildcats.
Touchdown, Kentucky!
The Cats on K105 are brought to you by Midway Pharmacy. Tune in to Countdown to Kickoff 9 a.m. tomorrow on K105.
We've got a good congressman in Kentucky, and we ought to keep him. Brett Guthrie is 100% pro-life and is working with President Donald Trump to deliver a coronavirus vaccine at warp speed.
As we've learned during the coronavirus pandemic, there's more that unites us than divides us. And when put to the test, we can find ways to work together.
That's Congressman Brett Guthrie, who supported billions in COVID relief for Kentucky workers while saving thousands of jobs.
As a congressman, I don't own this job. You do. And that's why I put your values first when I cast the vote on the House floor. I create solutions that work for Kentucky, and that often means working across the aisle to do so.
Brett Guthrie, a solutions-oriented conservative who never stops thinking about Kentucky or you in Washington.
I'm Brett Guthrie, and I approve this message.
This ad paid for by Brett Guthrie for Congress.
Down here in the South, we like good coffee that's freshly brewed, warm, fluffy biscuits, and a delicious breakfast that suits your fancy. Like a savory sausage biscuit with egg, or a tasty single sausage, gravy, and biscuit from McDonald's. Now, just $2 each. Head on over to McDonald's, where breakfast is Southern-inspired and Southern-approved. Price and participation may vary. Available when product served. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Morning, honey.
Why are you just sitting there?
I'm having my coffee.
But Bluegrass Cellular has the iPhone 12 Pro.
Oh, I know. And right now, Bluegrass Cellular will give us at least $200 for our current smartphones when we trade them in for
the iPhone 12 Pro. It has the best pro camera system yet, with incredible low-light photography and cinema-grade Dolby Vision for video editing, recording, and playback.
Great features. At least $200 in savings? Yep, we should definitely hurry to Bluegrass Cellular.
So why are we still sitting here?
Because you're in your pajamas.
All right, I'll change. And then we'll go get the latest iPhone 12 Pro. Woo!
Now through November 4th, Bluegrass Cellular will give you a minimum of $200 when you trade in any working device toward the purchase of the latest iPhone. Shop online or in store. Restrictions apply. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
I can't find my keys!
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kentucky. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky High School Athletic Director.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash.
he did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
Today is
It caught on in a flash.
Frankenstein Day.
He did the monster mash.
Gee, I wonder why.
Listen, Frankenstein Chronicles. I'm telling you how to watch it.
Okay. Does he have bolts coming out of his neck?
Cannot spoil it for you, but it's deeper than you think.
All right. It is also Buy a Donut Day.
Okay.
It didn't say eat a donut. It says buy a donut.
Yep.
It is Checklist Day today.
We do
Big
love
fan.
checklist around
Pretty
here.
satisfying on the checklist because, again, pro tip, kids, if you've never realized, when you make your checklist, write down a couple things you've already done so you can go ahead and check them
feels
off.
good.
Feel
Makes
good
you
about
realize
it.
like, ooh, I'm off to a good start.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I was
do that.
born, check.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's the simple things.
Wake up.
Yeah,
Check. Got it. By the way, in case you need a companion to make your checklist for you, go to checklists.com.
Yeah, I don't need any help.
I've never explored it, but what I think is checklists.com might do is help you. If I were making a website that were checklists.com, I would offer you the ability to create themes on your daily checklist. So the checklist you make for today might have Pookie graphics on them or other seasonal type things that you print out and you go, look, I've got a thematic, a seasonal. So maybe it would be something like that.
You could color. Right?
It's my understand. Yes, you could color. It's my understanding that Santa uses checklist.com, and because that's where he goes and
he checks it twice.
Checks
I
it
hear.
twice, and he's got the naughty version, and he's got the nice version. It is also Candy Corn Day today. Hi, baby.
Oh,
Leia says hi.
Hey, baby.
And so I was just talking about Pookie.
I know, right?
That's where.
That's why she was like, "Oh, hey, hi, those are my people."
Those are my peeps.
Hey.
Still not decided what she comes down tomorrow, whether it's going to be the spooky dragon or Marinette. And so I guess the jury will be.
I guess you could do half and half.
And knowing her, it could go that way.
Gemma still doesn't have a costume.
I have a feeling that'll be resolved in short order, won't
One
it?
would think. I don't know.
If you're, again, you've heard me say, let's keep the trick-or-treating to a minimum. As a matter of fact, the more minimum, the better. Because you run into pet peeves as trick-or-treaters.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if you come to our house trick-or-treating, you're going to be lucky to get offered a bite of a sandwich because we got nothing to give you.
Yeah, you're...
That would be a pet peeve for me, and I understand it would be a pet peeve for you.
Right.
But it's a fact nonetheless. Do you ever go trick-or-treating and people give you something and then they want a receipt? That would be something the Professional Bargain Hunters Woman of the Year would be.
Yeah.
He's like, here's your candy. I'm going to need you to give me a receipt that I gave you candy.
Yeah.
So that I have it recorded.
Are you a nonprofit kid? I need a tax deduction. Like, file for the CO1BC before you come back.
Terrible.
People who, you go trick-or-treating and those people that are sitting out on the porch at the end of a long driveway and you have to run the gauntlet all the way up. Like they're hawkeyeing you from the porch. And so they start talking from far away and you're trying to get there. You miss the part of ringing the doorbell and saying trick or treat. They're already outside.
Yeah, just go back inside.
That's go inside. This is the way trick or treating works. Is you go inside, I ring the doorbell, I hold the bag open, you drop the candy in, we leave. Mm-hmm. You don't get to see me coming and going the entire way from your front porch.
But they're probably old and want to talk to the kids as they
Sure,
walk
but
the
let
drive.
them ring the doorbell.
Come up with another holiday for that.
Yeah.
This
Come
is
back
trick
on
or treat.
Thanksgiving. We'll hang out in the
That's
driveway.
right. Come back.
4th
on
of July is good for
Thanksgiving.
holiday or for.
Right.
Yeah.
Another pet peeve: when as soon as you get home, your dad wrestles you to the ground for the Kit Kats.
Or your mom, whichever.
Or your mom could do it, but I'd say the dad's the first to. Then there's the time when you get to the ring the doorbell and you say trick or treat, and the homeowner says, "Okay, trick."
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to
It's
do
like,
that.
what do I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not prepared.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be really a treat zone.
We never get
No more
trick or treaters, but if we get one,
You're gonna
that's
do a
what I'm
trick?
gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trick. And then please, toothbrushes and apples. And
I love those.
you do?
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
I actually have some apples to give out this weekend.
You're going to end up on people's lists then.
Just because the kids,
they're my neighborhood kids. The kids may like them.
So they already know that this is a stunt you would pull. I'll just tell you, there's no kid who's going to walk around happy with an apple knowing they could have had a Reese's peanut butter cup.
There may be other treats in the bag. I'm just saying.
Okay,
I have
all
some
right,
extra
all
apples
right. If
that
you're
I'm going to give
supplementing an
out.
apple,
There's going to be certs in there, floss,
that was
Rolaids.
better than the apple.
just stick with the apple.
Things that I would want if I were trick or treating right
How
now.
about a caramel apple?
I need Rolaids, people.
That would be okay.
And get the colored ones that look like adult Skittles. That'll make it fun for Halloween, right?
Reebok is tomorrow.
Malanta.
Reebok is releasing Ghostbusters sneakers. They're two different styles.
I want these.
The classic leather shoes sell for $100. The Ghost Mashers are $150. So if you want the ones that look like they have the ghost busting tools on them, those are $150. The regular, just classic leather shoes that will have the Ghostbusters logo on the tongue are $100. They come out tomorrow. So if you're interested, you better get on it.
Who was in charge of their marketing department?
Yeah, and
should you have not done that prior to today?
They think that they're going to drop it. Hey, we're suddenly just dropping them on people.
Mm-hmm. I'm not in love with the style. I wanted Slimer to be on the side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you can do that. So come Monday, we are the with apologies to Jimmy Buffett. Come Monday, we will be into the Thanksgiving season, the season of gratitude, and I'd say a lot of people are going to start having conversations with, well, what does Thanksgiving 2020 look like? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what it looks like. So a survey of Americans said 83% of Americans view Thanksgiving 2020 as equally or more important than last year, and more than half say they'll celebrate at home, according to a new survey commissioned by NC Solutions. I think that's the cash register people, NCS. So the question was, how important do you feel it is to celebrate Thanksgiving in 2020? 26% of people said much more important than last year. 12% said somewhat more important than last year, and 45% said as important as last year. You put those three together, and 83 out of 100 Americans say that it's at least as or more important than last year. Yes? No? Are you feeling... today on October the 30th, am having trouble getting my gratitude to a level that I might have been 1 year ago, just because of the stress and struggle and the uncertainty of the world in which we live, the decision-making process, and how do we do this, and what do we do with that, and da-da-da-da-da, and so...
And while I can't disagree with that, I've also lost a loved one this year.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it seems more important to get together because...
Okay, the get-together sounds more important, but I'm talking, I said specifically about the gratitude. I think that Americans are having a harder time conjuring up the gratitude at the moment. I think we can get there. I'm just saying that normally it would be like, okay, flip a switch. We're rolling into the Thanksgiving season. Here we go. And now it's, well, what's this one going to be like?
It's you're gonna have to dig deeper and be grateful for the things that used to just be the obvious. Like this week, I'm thankful for cold water, that I have water, period, since I don't have hot water. I'm thankful that I was not strangled.
But that's passive-aggressive, Adam. That's passive-aggressive gratitude.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I'm thankful that the small anaconda on my desk didn't strangle me and I didn't die.
Small
I'm thankful.
anaconda.
It was an anaconda. Y'all call a rat snake all you want. You know, I'm just, you're going to have to dig a little deeper. But I think it is important to have positive thinking working.
I do think I have gratitude toward my family. We've came together, unlike before, to take care of things.
How are you? So the question goes deeper. How are you most likely to celebrate Thanksgiving this year, if at all? 56% of Americans say at home. 25% say at a relative's home. 12% say no plans. 5% at a friend's house. And 2% at a restaurant. So they get into a deep, what kind of products are you going to buy this year? There's plenty of information available from this NC Solutions. I don't know. Maybe I know what'll do it. The first time we talked to a Butterball expert,
that would help
in November.
Yes,
that's gonna. By the way, I bought turkey yesterday.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. I bought Butterball turkey yesterday.
Okay, all right.
I was thinking that might do it. I mean, like,
really
they're birds.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I am ready for some smoked turkey. That's the only way I really like turkey is smoked.
I give my
good.
turkey Snickerette. I can tell them not to smoke.
Yeah, because you fry yours now, right? And they don't like to smoke,
That's
right?
right. You can't smoke next to the fryer.
Well, I always enjoyed the smoking, so.
Nestle is launching Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored milk that tastes like cinnamon sugar.
Oh, kids would love this. My kids would have loved this when they were little. I can't imagine that would burn my taste buds.
Can't even.
I know a lot of people would use it as coffee creamer, but they're just calling it cinnamon milk.
So I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal,
But you don't
and
drink
I
your milk
love
after?
milk.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you drink the milk after you eat that cereal?
Always.
Okay, well then you would like this.
No, you don't do it like that.
I bet you would like that. I bet it's the same thing.
No.
I bet it's the exact same thing
No.
that comes in the cereal. And Costco, in case you're extremely lazy but still want it, Costco is selling a huge pre-built gingerbread mansion.
This is for me.
For Christmas.
So that I can then put a Facebook picture on and say, look what me and my kids did.
Yes.
Totally going to lie about it.
Absolutely. Our largest pre-built house. Can I tell you, it doesn't look that large.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, by
But
scale,
it's their
it may be
largest
larger.
pre-built.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. It's
Means
like-
they've never had one before.
Yeah, sign me up for a couple. I'll take two. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Some Halloween entertainment you don't want to miss out on this weekend. We'll tell you about it coming up here on In the Know.
My favorite fishing hole, located just past Peter Cave Bridge in Breckenridge County, is hosting a Halloween party on Saturday from 7 until midnight. $5 a person cover charge. You must be 21 to enter. And masks are encouraged and social distancing of 6 feet apart. Halloween costume contest with prizes awarded. Enjoy pool, darts, and drinks. Come on out Friday between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. to purchase tickets in advance for the Halloween party. It's a Halloween party at My Favorite Fishing Home, 3266 Peter Cave Road, Litchfield.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis & Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Expert care, high technology, hometown kindness. That's Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. The team of dedicated healthcare professionals at Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center is committed to bringing you quality, compassionate care in a safe and state-of-the-art facility, driven to continuously improve the quality of health in the communities they serve, at the same time promoting healthier and more productive lives and lifestyles, close to home. Reliable, honest, progressive. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Your home, your health.
President Trump and Mitch McConnell are delivering for Kentucky.
We have a man, one of the most powerful men in the world. He's one of yours. There's nobody tougher. There's nobody smarter. He's rock-ribbed Kentucky leader, Mitch McConnell.
Working together, President Trump and Mitch McConnell delivered historic middle-class tax reform. They've confirmed 3 Supreme Court justices and a record number of conservative judges. They fight every day for Kentucky jobs and our coal families. And in this fight against coronavirus, they help deliver the biggest economic rescue package in history to help Kentucky families and small businesses.
I think there's nobody that's done a better job ever than Senator Mitch McConnell.
President Trump and Mitch McConnell, delivering for Kentucky.
I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
Paid for by McConnell Senate Committee.
During the holiday season, the answer to all of your food or gift ideas is Kentucky Proud. Kentucky Proud represents food products that are made by Kentucky farm families. Kentucky Proud products also make for great gifts that everyone will enjoy. Visit KentuckyProud.com for a listing of retail stores in your area for all of your holiday needs. Kentucky Farm Families, feeding Kentucky, feeding the world. Sponsored by the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund.
At the University of Kentucky, there are no bounds to our campus, no limits to our ambitions. Now you can earn a degree from UK anywhere. Every day we're expanding our reach and impact for a world that moves faster and demands more. Over 30 degrees and certificates, 100% online, from Kentucky's flagship university. We're prepared to adapt, grow, build, challenge, and succeed. Together. Find your program at uky.edu/ukonline.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather.
Clouds gone.
hold tough for many areas along and east of 65 as we enter this afternoon. That's going to keep most areas in the upper 40s, lower 50s for highs. Tonight, skies clear out to get ready for a frosty night. Frost advisory is in effect. Halloween day looks sunny and 60, and then windy Halloween night with rising temperatures, only to drop again on Sunday. We're waiting for news from Tracking Team. I'm meteorologist Brian Good.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is terror.
Did you know the sounds of stabbing in the Halloween movie, the movie Halloween, were made by a knife being plunged into a watermelon?
Oh, I was going to say pumpkin.
You slice
Oh, I
open,
can see
like
that.
if you slice a watermelon,
Yeah.
it's got that sound.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
Yeah.
forensic.
I can see where that would make
Yeah.
that sound. Absolutely. Would you like to see, if I were making a pumpkin this year, well, I have a Big Daddy pumpkin that I haven't gotten to yet. So I got to be careful because I may be out of compliance with what I said I would do with the Big Daddy pumpkin.
Yeah, and little ears are listening. I
Right.
think.
So Big Daddy pumpkin, maybe. But here's the Big Daddiest pumpkin of them all, and I would like one. It is a massive baby Yoda pumpkin. All right. So
That's awesome.
Isn't it?
Wow.
How phenomenal is that?
How'd they get its
Holy
ears to grow
smokes.
like that?
Yeah, so I guess what, crepe paper?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
some
I don't
I want it to
know.
be part of the pumpkin. I want it to be stems.
Paper
They
mache
don't grow that way,
or
do they?
something like that. But you can see the pumpkin in Baby Yoda in the child.
Yeah.
It's what that pumpkin probably has to be a few hundred pounds, wouldn't you guess?
Easily.
451 pounds.
Wowza.
And this artist, I guess Jeanette Paras, was the creator of this. And by the way, I use that to say The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, available on Disney Plus right now, already downloaded to my device, ready to consume. The child. I've asked you to do a lot of staying home this weekend. And with the Netflixes and the Hulus and the Prime Videos and I'm going to give you some advice on how to properly curate your weekend from an entertainment standpoint.
Okay.
Here are 5 amazing but sadly forgotten animated Halloween specials. You all poo-pooed the other day when I said David S. Pumpkin's Halloween special, and you all thought that I was overcooking David S. Pumpkin.
We didn't poo-poo. We just had questions. No,
Misty said that I was too sold out for David S. Pumpkin.
Well, I had to look it up, so I didn't.
I said I
poo-poo.
just didn't care for it as much as you
Any
did.
questions? It's Tom Hanks.
It's like dad jokes.
Yes.
Like,
Still don't
That's
get it.
exactly
And
right.
I looked it up.
Okay, so if you're out on David S. Pumpkins, here are some others that you might consider that I have never heard of. The Adventures of Scrabble People in a Pumpkin Full of Nonsense.
Okay, wait, what?
There's the picture,
Okay.
if you're watching. Every other toy had a cartoon series in the 1980s, so why not Scrabble? The Adventures of the Scrabble People in a Pumpkin Full of Nonsense is an actual Halloween special.
No way.
There were Scrabble people?
Apparently.
I don't understand.
They came to
at all.
life.
either.
They came to life during Halloween. That's from 1985. Okay, if you're out on that, Mr. Scrabble looked a lot like Speed Racer, by the way.
Thank you.
The Devil and Daniel Mouse.
Okay.
It's an actual Halloween special.
I just want to ask Daniel about the hairdo.
This is kind of the hard rock era of the late 1970s.
Yeah, I love it. How'd you do that?
I'm glad my mama didn't let me watch those shows.
The Devil and Daniel Mouse is a loose adaptation of Stephen Vincent Benet's The Devil and Daniel Webster.
Okay.
But only Halloween version.
Devil got chunky since the last time I saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a fan of Gary Larson and The Far Side, there was a Halloween special called Gary Larson's Tales from the Far Side for
No.
Halloween.
I don't know this movie, but I do know The Far Side.
Mm-hmm.
I know of it.
Yeah.
But I've never
It's a mostly silent animated special with sketches involving a farmer who creates a bride of Kallenstein.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Silent?
Mostly silent.
They moo occasionally.
If you've watched The Far Side much in the funny papers, they don't make much noise. Okay, next up. So if you don't like any of those, basically the lesson I'm trying to teach you here is you just should have agreed with me on David S. Pumpkins, and you wouldn't have had to sustain these. The Mad, Mad, Mad Monsters is a follow-up to the 1967 Mad Monster Party.
This one I could probably go for.
These were from the same people who did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I hope you're making notes of these at home. This is the point. You write down these titles so you can look for them when you're out.
I'm more open to that one.
And then Witches Night Out, starring Gilda Radner, Catherine O'Hara, and Dan Aykroyd. Witches Night Out.
Got some big names in it.
Those are 5 Halloween specials that you've not heard of.
Okay.
That you will enjoy. Now, if you're more of the television variety, you'll be surprised how many television shows actually had Halloween episodes. Shows that you wouldn't think of. MASH had one called Trick or Treatment from 1982. You've got Urkel. Urkel had a Halloween episode. Happy Days had an episode called Haunted. Happy Days Haunted. Okay, I got it. Star Trek had one. Knight Rider had one called Halloween Night, Knight, in 1984. Different Strokes even had
really
a Halloween episode from 1984 called A Haunting We Will Go.
I can think of multiple shows that.
What?
Full House, Friends, the things that I watched.
What did Arnold dress up as on Different Strokes?
Yeah.
Roseanne had one. The Muppet Show had one. By the way, I read yesterday Alice Cooper would not do television shows to maintain that scary presence except for the Muppets. When Jim Henson came calling, Alice Cooper said, I will participate in your Halloween special.
Yep.
Mork and Mindy, Chips, the television, the cop drama Chips had a Halloween episode. Starsky and Hutch, Alf, Laverne and Shirley, The Cosby Show. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say it.
It is.
Quantum Leap, The Brady Bunch, Married with Children, The Jeffersons, Hunter, Cheers, Frasier, The Dukes of Hazzard, Bewitched, The Facts of Life, Small Wonder, Charles in Charge, Magnum P.I., Family Matters, and Growing Pains all had Halloween episodes. You could stay busy all weekend tracking those down.
Yeah, right?
I'm just saying that you could. The Crown Season 4 finally has its full-length trailer.
Ooh.
If you're interested. I'm not sure of a premiere date on it yet.
I'm so behind.
November 15th for The Crown, Season 4. And Jost married Colin Jost, Scarlett Johansson, married this week in an intimate ceremony. Colin Jost, the head writer from SNL, and ScarJo are hitched. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Well, it's that time of year again when negative political ads dominate the airwaves. While candidates may be trying to reach you with their message, another group is often exposed to these negative attack ads, your children, which leaves a lot of parents wondering, how can I introduce my children to the political process in a way that makes them stronger, wiser, and more grateful for their country? First, talk openly about both the good and the bad of our nation's history. It's okay to admit that our founding fathers were imperfect people, but we must also acknowledge that their wisdom, courage, and sacrifice laid the foundation for the greatest nation in history. Second, have a positive attitude about elections and their importance to our country. Instead of a cynical attitude, teach your children to care about politics because they should care about people. Every policy impacts someone somewhere. Finally, if you have political disagreements with older children, avoid arguments. Ask thoughtful questions instead. Engage with your child and discover why they believe what they believe. Every generation of parents worries about the type of nation their children will inherit. That's determined not only by how you and I vote in November, but by how willing our children and grandchildren will be to engage in the political system when they're old enough to vote. To help your children thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
We've got a good congressman in Kentucky, and we ought to keep him. Brett Guthrie is 100% pro-life and is working with President Donald Trump to deliver a coronavirus vaccine at warp speed.
As we've learned during the coronavirus pandemic, there's more that unites us than divides us. And when put to the test, we can find ways to work together.
That's Congressman Brett Guthrie, who supported billions in COVID relief for Kentucky workers while saving thousands of jobs.
As a congressman, I don't own this job. You do. And that's why I put your values first when I cast the vote on the House floor. I create solutions that work for Kentucky, and that often means working across the aisle to do so.
Brett Guthrie, a solutions-oriented conservative who never stops thinking about Kentucky or you in Washington.
I'm Brett Guthrie, and I approve this message.
This ad paid for by Brett Guthrie for Congress.
Down here in the South, we like good coffee that's freshly brewed, warm, fluffy biscuits, and a delicious breakfast that suits your fancy. Like a savory sausage biscuit with egg or a tasty single sausage, gravy, and biscuit from McDonald's. Now, just $2 each. Head on over to McDonald's, where breakfast is Southern-inspired and Southern-approved.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Price and participation may vary. Available when product served. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
President Trump and Mitch McConnell are delivering for Kentucky.
We have a man, one of the most powerful men in the world. He's one of yours. There's nobody tougher. There's nobody smarter. He's rock-ribbed Kentucky leader, Mitch McConnell.
Working together, President Trump and Mitch McConnell delivered historic middle-class tax reform. They've confirmed 3 Supreme Court justices and a record number of conservative judges. They fight every day for Kentucky jobs and our coal families. And in this fight against coronavirus, they help deliver the biggest economic rescue package in history to help Kentucky families and small businesses.
I think there's nobody that's done a better job ever than Senator Mitch McConnell.
President Trump and Mitch McConnell delivering for Kentucky.
I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
Paid for by McConnell Senate Committee.
MB's point to ponder for today. My Halloween jukebox is messed up. What's the scaredest you've ever been?
This week when I found a snake on my desk.
Spooky season. Is that the scaredest you've ever been?
That I can recall.
That you can. Is that just because you think it? Like, if you could recall everything, do you think it would be high, or do you think it's just because it's so fresh?
When Jason first started working out of town, there was a huge glass bowl fall off my wall and take a chunk out of the floor at about 2:30 in the morning. And Eli and I stood at the top of the stairs for like 10 minutes, and finally we decided to go downstairs and see who the murderer was.
Okay.
Literally, that's the scariest I've been.
All right.
So I have a couple. Since it's Halloween season, chainsaws, oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm going to be around a hayride or a haunted house, chainsaws scare me to death. But one of the scariest things is the movie Flatliners. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It is like one of the worst, scariest.
The way I avoid being scared is I try to not go near scary stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
So I stay out of Halloween houses. I don't watch scary movies, etc. So therefore, the things that scare me most have a tendency to be non-spooky type things. But I will tell you that when I was a teenager, I think I was maybe a sophomore, Steve Hall and I were out running around. And out Millerstown Road, there used to be, so if you grew up in Grayson County and you're around my age, you know, you are fully aware of the House of Seven Gables.
Mm-hmm. Been there.
The House of Seven Gables no longer stands, but it did at one point in time. So it was always the dare, right? That was if you really want to do something. And I was in the House of Seven Gables on this particular night, but also I did not know that nearby, I think the statute of limitations is out on this. No, nothing bad happened. There nearby is the Mount Moriah Church, which I was not really familiar with the Clarkson area growing up on the western end of the county. But we were out running around and we found ourselves in the parking lot of the Mount Moriah Church, and come to find out that the Mount Moriah Church, the door was open. Now, to be clear, I just said I grew up in Caneyville, and I grew up and still go to Caneyville Christian Church. Okay, it's been my church home my entire life. So we were in the Mount Moriah Church. We were not doing any foolishness, not anything. We were just out. We were not causing any harm. But there was and we had a flashlight, and I looked down, and it looked like to me the Mount Moriah Church was a place that no one had been to in decades. Okay, it did not look like that it was frequently used, et cetera, but a flashlight hit a piece of paper on the floor. And I picked it up, and on the outside of this piece of paper, as folded over, there was a black rose. And I opened up this piece of paper, and it was a funeral card from a funeral that had been held that day that was officiated by David Brown.
Your
Are
pastor.
you truth-telling?
I am truth-telling.
Are you for real?
That is the weirdest sensation I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, that is weird.
Right? I mean, I'm thinking no one's been around this place in forever. And that day, it was held that day. And
For people who don't know, he was your pastor at the time.
yes, he was the minister at Caneyville Christian Church for most of my life. So for there to be that weird connection, it was like, ooh. So I've not been back.
Creepy coincidence.
I've not been back.
Interesting.
Let's see. On television. Oh, by the way, you lose an hour. No, you gain an hour this week. We're going to fall back. Are you ready to fall back?
I guess.
You don't
That's
have,
what it is.
You don't have much choice in the matter.
Right. I mean,
On television, John Mulaney hosts Saturday Night Live tomorrow night. I think the Strokes are the musical guest. So we'll see. I'll be interested to know if they do a show next week. They'll do a show next week if Biden wins. No, they'll have to decide before Tuesday. But today's highlight in history, this date in 2005, the body of Rosa Parks arrived at the U.S. Capitol, where the civil rights icon became the first woman to lie in honor in the rotunda. In 1735, the second president of the United States, John Adams, was born in Massachusetts. In 1985, schoolteacher astronaut Krista McAuliffe witnessed the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger, the same craft that she would be taking in January of '86. The Washington Nationals won their first World Series in franchise history 1 year ago today. Birthdays, Henry Winkler, the Fonz, is 75 today. He was also the coach in Waterboy. Timothy B. Schmidt is 73 today. Actor Harry Hamlin is 69. Ivanka Trump is 39 today. Gone but not forgotten, Patsy Montana was born this date in 1914. She wanted to be a cowboy sweetheart.
Did she make it?
I'm pretty sure she did.
We're waiting to find out how it turned out for her.
I want to be a cowboy sweetheart.
I need a follow-up song.
1958 chart toppers. Now, I know the biggest Kingston Trio fan that we know is Judge Steve Crabessa.
That's right.
And I heard from Judge Crabessa early this morning on an unrelated matter. So it's just weird that Judge Crabessa, by the way, he has managed a way to improve upon the phrase jackwagon.
Okay.
You know, he has always loved my use of the word jackwagon.
He does.
To the point that I'm sure he's worked it into some rulings. But he has found next level jackwagon.
You going to share?
Not today on the air. I'll share it with you all.
Okay.
It's not vulgar. It's just
I'm not ready to use it. You need to wait and use it contextually.
I don't know if the judge will want to be. Let me just put it this way. I said, please, oh please, let me see video of the expression on the unsuspecting court reporter's face the first time you use this phrase in a ruling.
Yes, please.
I want to see the court reporter go,
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute.
That's what I want to see. Sam and Dave, number one this date in 1967. He'll be thanking me that I didn't use it.
Well,
I am going to be keeping a closer eye on his written rulings, though. I want to see it in there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I wonder how many people he's called jackwagon since he's been on the bench.
I hope all of them.
The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, this date 1976. Gordon Lightfoot.
Never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy.
Gitchy Goomy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
yeah.
For me, it's a little like using the ground rules for using the word shut up as a child. When I saw a dog, I took full advantage of telling a dog to shut up because that was the only time it was allowed.
Right.
Gitchy Goomy that song is the only one that I can play that's got Gitchy Goomy in it. 1985, Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Villainy wears many masks, none so dangerous as the mask of virtue. Villainy wears many masks, none so dangerous as the mask of virtue. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow on Monday for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105, your news